Devastated is simply not the word that I have after the conversation that I've just had with my doctor.
Sizzle, serve, yum.
Welcome. My name is Melody Johnson, and I'm transitioning from the ketogenic diet all the way to full-time carnivore. So this is day 42. Yeah, day 42 that we have been on the carnivore diet, and it's been interesting. So if you don't know, my last video, I talked about how I had to go to the doctor. It's been years since I've been to the doctor because I just couldn't establish a good relationship with the doctor. And I had some genuine fears that go along with doctors trying to push medications on me. And I just wasn't having it. So there's that. But I wanted to be able to go to this new doctor with a different mindset, and I wanted to be able to grab my current health stats, which I did not have. Like, I didn't have a baseline to go off of. So to kind of show you guys how this diet thing works, I went ahead, I went to the doctor, and I got those stats, and I got the results on Friday. I know you're seeing this Sunday, or maybe another day, but I needed time to be able to really process and give you guys more information. I went on this diet primarily so I could lose weight, and so I could improve my quality of life, not always feeling tired, not feeling like I just need a nap, not feeling like I'm absolutely exhausted and needing a pick-me-up by eating a candy bar. Those are things that I've always relied on in the past to try to help me. And I'm realizing that was a problem. Yeah, I realized that was a problem. And so I just came across a massive amount of testimonies of people being successful on this diet. One guy reversing his irregular heartbeat and reversing heart congestive failure. And I know I mentioned this before, but there was a woman that was in a wheelchair for years and now she is walking. So this diet is amazing, and I feel that based off of the testimonies I've seen, I want to give it a try. So I went to the doctor because I know I needed that baseline. I wanted to compare 6 months and then another 6 months, but it looks like the duration might be a little shorter, might be every 3 months. But as I am updating those stats, I will make sure that I'm also updating you as well for that information. Now, since I've been on a carnivore diet, I will tell you I have had a very good experience. I have more energy. I feel more confident. I feel like I don't need coffee or that midday candy bar to wake me up. I can do more activities throughout the day without feeling fatigued. And then also, I feel like I can also contribute more with my family. Also, I feel confident about my own personal food choices, which was for me a huge thing as I was getting over that food and sugar addiction. The sugar addiction is real, guys. If you have one, tell me below how you have cracked it down and you've gotten rid of it in the comments section, or if you're still struggling with that. Now, the only two challenges that I've found with this diet so far was one, going through the detox. The detox for me was massive, but I gave up coffee and sugar at the same time. So it almost amplified the effects that I had with not feeling good. Yeah, so it definitely amplified it, but I was very fortunate to have my husband to keep encouraging me to stay on the diet and to keep going because he's seen the effects and how it was helping me to change for the better. The second challenge that I found with this diet was not so much how much the meat costs, but traveling and remaining carnivore. That to me was the biggest challenge since I've been on this diet for 41, 42 days, right? And so I'm just learning that the importance of planning ahead when you do travel on the road. All right, so here are the results. So my doctor told me that well, first of all, he asked me He said, he starts the conversation off that my A1C levels were extremely high. They were 7.1. And he was very concerned. And I knew he had to be concerned because while I was on vacation last week, he called me 6 times, all the way up until like this Friday that had just passed. And I'm like, holy cow, it's got to be something really pressing for him to continuously call me to get in contact with me. So I really appreciated that effort, but I also appreciated how he was very gentle in his approach in telling me that I needed to take better care of my health. Like, lay it on me, doc. Tell me what that means because I have no clue. He said, what that means is, you know, for people in that range, they are considered diabetic. He didn't say I was. He said people in that range considered are diabetic, right? And I'm gonna just straight up tell y'all right now, I'm not gonna put that label on myself, because I have to change my mindset. And even though that's what it looks like now, we're gonna be changing those results. So I had to like get that in there first. All right. Next. So then he told me, so I asked him, well, what is the levels? Like, explain the levels to me because this is kind of new. So he said anything below 5.7 or lower would be considered normal range. You would not be considered pre or diabetic. And I said, okay. And he was like, in order to be diabetic, your levels have to be 6.5 or higher. So since he explained it to me in that way, I was able to understand where he was coming from with why he kept calling. Now, the weird thing is I have noticed that I've been extremely thirsty, and I go through a 25-ounce bottle about I want to say anywhere from 5 to 7 times a day. Depends on the heat, depends on how I'm feeling. But what I did notice was also I get very fatigued when I do like extreme exercises. So when I started the exercises, I started off with mini walks, which consisted of 5-minute walks, then it was 10-minute walks, and then the most was 15 minutes walks. But then yesterday, I took a 30-minute walk, and y'all, I felt like I ran a marathon. Like, I felt exhausted, like dog tired for like hours afterwards. So I'm gonna look into how I can do like maybe a recovery after I finish working out. If you guys have tips, you can drop them in the comments. And so I also realized that he might be right, you know, but again, don't want to put that label on myself. So instantly my mind starts going, it's racing, and I'm like, okay, I can't control every single thing, but what I can control is my diet, and I can control what I put in my body and how I use my body. So the first thing I asked him was, well, what do you recommend as far as with like fitness and exercise, since I've been a sedentary lifestyle? He says to me, you need to work out 5 days a week. I was like, did I want to hear that? No. I'm gonna be honest with you. It feels like sometimes when I'm working out, it's boring, it's repetitive. So I decided to take up something totally different to kind of shake things up than the traditional walking in my neighborhood. I'm just going to parks and I'm hiking, and that's what's actually helping. That's what helped me yesterday to kind of get over my boredom. The second thing was I could use weights. Like, I could do that like 2 to 3 days a week. And then I have just purchased a stepper, and I've used this before in the past, and I've actually lost a lot of weight when I was on Atkins. So I'm implementing that again. So he said 5 days a week for 30 to 60 minutes. I'm aiming for 60 minutes a day. So 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon. So that is the plan so far. I also decided that as part of, since I'm getting fatigued and you know, I need again extra vitamin D, so I'll be outside more doing my videos, and then also you may see me exercising and talking to you at the same time during the videos. So that's just something that you'll see that's a little bit different. Also be posting more of my stats. So you probably will get like a weekly video from me with just like my weight, my stats, and my Fitbit stats. That's going to help hold me accountable. And then you guys can look at the information and say, hey, you need to do XYZ, or maybe you need to cut back, or maybe you need to add something. So I'm always open to your suggestions and your feedback. So thank you for that. Here's what I learned. I learned that even though I've been on the carnivore diet for 42 days, that I had an unrealistic expectation that this would just magically turn my health around in 30 days. Yeah, I feel a difference as far as having more energy and more confidence, but it's going to take time for me to reverse the damage that was done. And I got to tell you one more thing that the doctor said that would actually really touched me. He said, Melody, I just want to let you know it's not your fault. He said it was the food that you were eating. And that, to me, made me feel really good. Although I still have some accountability for myself because I made the choice to put those cookies and cakes and stuff in my body. He understood, and he understands that these foods can be addictive because of the preservatives that might be in it and the sugar. So anyway, he did mention one more thing, which was metformin, which is not something I'm going to be taking because of these side effects that it has. But he told me to research it, and I said to myself, well, he's given me 3 months to get my act together. We're not going to be going down that road. I will say I do not like taking medicine, and that's just a personal preference. I have to take it if I'm really, really, really in a pinch. Aside from that, I will do like more natural homeopathic type of remedies to heal my body. So yeah, so that's the news. Go ahead and tell me your experiences with the carnivore diet. Maybe the first month that you were doing the diet. Yeah, let me know how that worked out for you, or if you're still going through it right now. Thanks for everything, guys. I appreciate you. And also, I want to thank you. We have reached past 900 subscribers. So that is all you guys, and I just want to thank you for just being so supportive and kind, and being kind also in the comments to each other and helping each other out. So be sure to share this with someone that you love, that you know wants to also be part of the carnivore diet as well. Be sure to click on these videos to hear more about my experience with the carnivore diet.